And welcome to the Metal Mixtape. It's the boy, it's the Don, DJ Ramo, the channel, bringing you interviews and reactions, polls, and all sorts of heavy metal things. If you know the channel, you know we are 8-time published channel. We've interviewed bands like Megadeth, Judas Priest, Trivium, Atreyu, Dimmu Borgir, Mayhem, Exodus, Sepultura. Check out the interviews. We have so many of them. We just got done interviewing Stitched Up Art and Deathlock, so those interviews are super fire. Please go check them out. But we are here for another poll. So these are polls that I create for Facebook, and then I go down, I read the comments, I give my opinions, and I analyze them with you. So this is all off my friends list, but this is a poll between Judas Priest and Iron Maiden. And just to tell everybody out there, I love both bands. I love Judas Priest for certain reasons. I love Iron Maiden for certain reasons. Both bands have shredding solos. Both bands have powerhouse vocalists, so I just love them so much. So I did vote Iron Maiden, but I do love everybody the same. I had a great talk with Richie Faulkner about 2 months ago, and he's one of the sweetest guys. He is now playing for Judas Priest in KK Downing's position. But I want to know your opinion, why you like Judas Priest, why you like Iron Maiden, and out of the two, if you had to choose life or death, who would you choose? Or comment below if you would rather just die than have to choose between both. So I'm going to read down. Friend Doug said both are amazing, so can't pick. Jeffrey said Judas Priest all day. Maiden is great, though. We got Priest. We got Maiden. We got Maiden. Maiden, no contest. I commented both great, but let's see what we got here. Let's see. Heather said, say it isn't so. Mandolin replied with, I love both, but I found Maiden young enough that the comparison isn't enough to compare. Okay. Priest is cool. Maiden is my favorite. Alright, it's pretty awesome. Up the horns. Maiden. Leaning towards Maiden. Both bands have been strong throughout the years. I'm going with Judas Priest, says Ryan. Aaron says Priest. Tim Harris says, I saw Judas Priest 4 times and Maiden 1 time. At first, when I heard Maiden, I thought it was Judas. Then I found out it was Maiden, and I liked them better. Rock on. Let's see. Sean says, I reject this poll as soon as... and I reject this poll as they are both necessary for life to remain worth living. All right, I love it. Bob Latuna, another tough one. I gotta be with Maiden. Very close, though. Rick Hanolt, you know Rick Hanolt of Die Human, and of he also played in Exodus. He likes Priest. Heather, of course, comes back with there's a no choice. Priest. Halford is a metal god. Logan with Maiden. Chandler with love Priest, but Maiden is unbeatable. My friend Justice says Maiden all day long. All right, here's a long one. All right, I love both. Colin says I love both bands, but when it comes down to it, Maiden doesn't write nearly as many song lyrics. Maiden does not write nearly as many song lyrics with Spinal Tap like cliches that make me roll my eyes and go, why? Why would they put that line in their song? Plus, lyrics are heavy metal as a genre. We already know you're in a metal band. So he's trolling. All right, Dean Yarnell says I listen to Priest more than Maiden. Ryan says Iron Maiden. Jason says, nothing against Priest, of course, but I saw Maiden live, so I can't really compare. Priest, Harry Rocco says Priest. Jeff Dean says, man, Priest is getting manhandled. They did lose in this poll. All right, James, Priest for the win. Candy, Iron Maiden. Keith, Iron Maiden. Shane, Priest. Me thanking everybody. Tim says Priest. Noah says Maiden. Jay says Maiden. And also comment below, guys. I want to see your explanations. I want to like and reply. I want to see why each band has the edge. And after I go through the comments, I'm gonna talk about what I love. Judas Priest. Keith Skilling says Maiden smokes them live. I witnessed 13 shows for Maiden and 8 for Priest. Maiden before Janik though. Okay. I think I was right. I don't care for the third guitar player doing gymnastics on stage. Up the horns. Maiden for sure. Brian says cry emoji for both. Jay says both. I've covered both. And I just cover whichever one I lost myself. Priest all day. Not even remotely close. Mr. Famous Matt Weber says Iron Maiden. This is a tough one though. Sean says Maiden. Let's see. Greg says this is tough. Thomas says damn it. Lisa Man says not fair. Um, Ashley Cam says this one's got me fucked up. I can't. I won't. Devil Child. And all right, here's the last long one. Old guy. So as a kid, there was nothing that could compare to when Screaming for Vengeance first came out, and my brother brought it home. Took the record out, and instead of using his stereo, we went to the living room and put it on my dad's stereo. Because he was at work. All right. 1,000-watt tube powered Sainsu receiver through 6 Kenwood home 12-inch speakers. The Sentinel and then Screaming for Vengeance came roaring through the speakers. My life changed forever. So did the neighbors back then. This was just insane. I was new to the guitar, hated my lame guitar lessons because they were country. Learned a bare chord, quit those lessons and started teaching myself Black Sabbath and old Kiss songs. But when Screaming came out, it was mind blowing. The guitars and Rob's vocals, wow. Of course, Number of the Beast was also a major later on, but it just didn't have the impact. Loved them both, but my love for Maiden came later, and Peace of Mind is what really got me into them. Dominic later. Okay. All right, people. Of course, out of, I think it was like 130 votes. Let's see what we got here. Maiden won 79-43 by a landslide of 36 votes. So I love both bands. I've seen both bands live. I saw Judas Priest was one of the very first bands. All right, and we're back. So Judas Priest was one of the very first bands I've ever seen. Absolutely awesome band. Absolutely killer band. Rob Halford came out in a motorcycle. It was absolutely insane. It was Ozfest 2004. They were playing with Slayer and Black Sabbath, I believe. All original members straight across. It was absolutely beautiful. It was absolutely insane. I totally fell in love with Judas Priest. Iron Maiden. Bruce Dickinson was one of my idols growing up. My very first song I ever listened of Iron Maiden was "Can You Play With Madness?" or "Can I Play With Madness?" Yeah, me singing it wrong. The Prisoner, Phantom of the Opera. Just absolutely legendary songs that I loved from Iron Maiden. My favorite album is Seventh Son of the Seventh Son. Absolutely incredible. For me, I had to choose Iron Maiden. I love Judas Priest. But if I had to put like album versus album, Screaming for Vengeance and Seventh Son of the Seventh Son, I always get that, or is it Son of the Seventh Son? I always get that mixed up. Of course, Omar, come on, what the hell? I'd put them together. I would say Iron Maiden just overall had the better performance. Overall, Iron Maiden, I just had way more favorite albums. But I would say that Judas Priest albums were a little bit easier to differentiate. And I did enjoy the lyrics a lot more for Judas Priest just because Iron Maiden always talked about war or wars or wars or wars or wars. And Judas Priest, Turbo Lava. But you know what? I want to know your reaction. I want to know your opinion on why you like Iron Maiden, on why you like Judas Priest. Who would you choose between the both? And if you like them both, comment below that you love them both and you can't choose. And tell me, who would you rather choose? Judas Priest or Iron Maiden? This is DJ the Don Ramo. I love you guys so much. Please like, comment, and subscribe. And comment polls below that you would love to see me do on my Facebook channel. Please go add me on Facebook, Omar Rodriguez, or add the Metal Mixtape or Medford Metal Fest. I also got a website, themetalmixtape.com. I love you guys so much. I will talk to you later. Iron Maiden and Judas Priest forever.